Hello, you're watching James. My name's James, you're watching me, and I'm talking about watches. Well, today I'm going to be talking about watch bracelets. If you've watched some of my content before, you'll know even though I love watches a lot, a big part of the experience of wearing watches is by having a nice bracelet. And when I do review watches, it is something that I concentrate on a little bit to show you whether it's something that's really good, that's worthwhile, or whether you should maybe swap it out with something that's aftermarket. So today I've got a bunch of different bracelets from fairly cheap watches all the way through to a very luxury watch, as well as I'm going to be showing you my favorite AliExpress aftermarket watch bracelet. If you haven't watched that video, check it out. It's definitely, I think, one of the best affordable, cheap aftermarket bracelets you can buy for any watch, and you can use it in your rotations. So today I'm going to put them side by side. I'm going to have a bit of a chat about them, show the different qualities that you get at different price points and what you get with different types of watches. So let's flip it around and let's check out these bracelets. Today I've got 5 bracelets. You will see there's only 4. Here's actually the 5th. 5 very different bracelets. We've got a very cheap folded metal bracelet from my little Shmi watch. I've got the original bracelet that came with my Seiko Samurai. I've got an aftermarket engineered bracelet off AliExpress. I have a very well made, very nice, but rather expensive Strapco bracelet. And I've got the original bracelet that's on my Longines Hydro Conquest. Now I'm leaving this one on the watch. I plan to keep this on the watch forever, and I don't want there to be any opportunities to scratch the inside of the lugs. So let's just go through the weights of them first, just to get an idea of how heavy these things are. Now, all of these are sized up to my 6 3/4 inch wrist on their respective watches. The Shmi is 58 grams. The original Seiko is 86 grams. The AliExpress is 79 grams. The Strapco is 100 grams. And I'm not sure. I'm not going to take it off the watch. But I can only assume it'll be fairly weighty because it is a nice, solid bracelet and clasp. So what are the differences in the quality, the feel, the construction, and how they're put together? Firstly, the Shmi. The Shmi really feels cheap, and I think it's quite representative of all the cheaper bracelets that come with watches, even the cheaper Seikos. You can see it's a rolled metal that you have to push chunks out. From a distance, it does look okay. I've got no really concerns with it from a distance. However, when you do start to feel it, you start to look at it, you hear it, and it feels and looks cheap. Usually these styles of bracelets and the way that they're put together do tend to grab a lot of hair. And as you may all know, I've got a lot of hair. Strangely enough though, this particular bracelet doesn't actually grab much hair. Saying that, I haven't worn it very much because it is not very nice. So maybe it's just purely the amount of time that I've not had it on my wrist. The clasp on this it's okay. Single button, flick open. There's nothing particularly wrong with it, but it's not very nice overall. It is of pressed steel construction. It feels and looks rather cheap. It moves, it sounds, and it looks rather simple. It also comes with these hollow end links. So let's put that one aside. So next is the original bracelet that came with my Seiko Samurai. And I love my Seiko Samurai, and I actually don't mind this bracelet. It's not too bad at all. It comes with these nice solid end links that fit quite nicely into the watch. It is of solid construction. It has a pin and collar system. It is an all brush finish with some polished surfaces within and polished on the side, as you can see, which I'm smudging up completely with my fingers. It has a Seiko branded clasp with a security and 2 double pushes, which is what I do like. However, we're still looking at pressed steel construction, which is rather disappointing for a watch at this sort of price point. And it does have a diver's extension built into the clasp. So overall, not too bad. However, I didn't have my Samurai very long before I started looking for something a little bit better. It's such a lovely watch. I wear it so much that I wanted to really feel that extra level of comfort and quality. So let's put that one aside. Let's keep on the track of talking about original bracelets on watches. So let's have a look at my Longines Hydro Conquest. This one is beautifully finished. Fits very well into the watch itself. It has a polished center with a brush side. Comes with a branded clasp, 30 bar 300 meters on it. Has a lovely weight to it. And as you'll see, has a very well made, solid milled construction and has the Longines logo. It also has a diver's extension built into it. Also, it's a push pin design. It would have been really nice to have the screw links in there. It's now an aftermarket strap off AliExpress. I'm actually rather impressed by this. It has some really good features and some bad features. The obvious bad features is that it doesn't have a fitted end link that will suit a watch. However, that does make it universal to any watch. It just unfortunately would leave a gap if it's sitting into the lugs there. What it does do though, it works really well with the watches that have a straight case, and it fits in lovely. So basically it fits in just like a leather strap would, with a straight edge. It is 5 individual links. Each one of those is individual, so when you do take them out, they do move around. They are screw links, which is very nice. The clasp itself is rather nice, with a security cover, 2 pushes, but unfortunately it's pressed steel construction. However, you can buy the aftermarket those for $10, so it's not a big drama if you want to replace it. The only issue with this particular one that I've really found is that I had to remove almost all the spare links to fit to my 6 3/4 inch wrist. So lastly is my strap code bracelet, which I bought for my Samurai. This is specifically designed for the Samurai. The end links fit the Samurai. The construction of the bracelet itself is designed to mimic the geometric shape of the Samurai. It is a very solid construction. It is very weighty. It has a solid end link. It has screw links. It is polished on the side, brushed on the top. It has this lovely, lovely feel to it. It tapers down into the clasp. I went for a clasp that mimics the rest of the bracelet. It has a security clip, has the double pushes, and it has a mill clasp, which is very nice. So let's check out the micro adjustments on these watch straps. On the strap code, there is heaps of them. On the AliExpress, we have 3. On my Longines, there are 3. There is 4. And on the little Shmee. Obviously there's lots of different types of bracelets around. These are the ones that I have on hand, and I thought you might be interested in just seeing the differences between them. This one here, it's really not that great at all. The original Seiko is not too bad. I wasn't desperate to change it, but I certainly was enough that I went and bought the strap code. The strap code is amazing. I really, really like it, but it certainly ups the weight of the watch, being at 100 grams just by itself. And this little AliExpress aftermarket bracelet is really rather nice. I would like to replace the clasp, but having this straight edge does really limit which watches that I prefer to have this on. And of course, this matches this watch perfectly. It comes with it. I'll never be changing it over. Well, I hope that was somewhat interesting to you. I know bracelets on watches are interesting to me, and they do form a big part of my enjoyment and my experience when I do wear a watch. Not that it has to be perfect and a luxury quality every single time, but it's just nice having something that feels good and looks good on the wrist. Well, that's all for today. Really appreciate you watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.